Alright guys, so hopefully this connection doesn't buffer, and hopefully I'm able to get my word out smooth, knock on wood, but a guy can hope. As you can see in the title, I'm going to be analyzing the New Orleans Saints and my opinion on them heading into the 2022 season. So what do I expect out of them? What am I looking for? What is the ceiling for this team? What is the absolute bottom, the absolute cellar, the absolute worst that I feel they can do? All of those variables, all those topics I'm going to be touching on. It's not an official prediction video. I'm going to make an official prediction video in about, within the span of a month to 2 months. I'll make an official season prediction for them. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead, while I'm driving, give you guys my undivided attention and speak my honest thoughts on this team going into 2022. Jerry, how you doing, buddy? How you doing, Tyrese? How you doing? Okay, so the New Orleans Saints going into 2022, without a doubt, in my honest opinion, and really, you can look at it top to bottom on the roster. This team is one of the more talented teams in the NFL. I don't think there's anything that you can say to argue with that. They're deep. They've got a lot of talent. They've got a lot of playmakers and opportunity in order to utilize some chemistry between these veterans and players that have had success in their roles. For example, the chemistry between Landry and Thomas and upcoming young Saints wide receiver rookie Chris Olave. This has the opportunity to turn into quite a dynamic trio here. One of the more deadly in the NFL if things go the way that we hope they will go. There's no arguing that Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry are two of the better receivers in the NFL. You put a young receiver like Chris Olave in the mix of that. Marquez Callaway has success, or has had success, being the number one. Or let me rephrase that. I'm not going to say has had success, but has had experience being the number one. And he's going to be a number 4 at best going into the year, regarding any kind of injuries, unless there are any kind of injuries. This Saints wide receiving core is deep. Without a doubt, they are deep. It's nothing like last year. To answer your question, Tyrese Mitchell, I think AJ Terrell is young. I think he is on pace to be better than Marshawn Lattimore, if you're asking me my honest opinion. Time will tell, though. I think right now, if you had to give me my personal answer, or if you had to ask me and get my personal answer for that question, I would say in the long run, I think AJ Terrell will turn out to be the better cornerback, just because of how he started and how it's going for him. Who's better, Cooper Kupp or Michael Thomas? Right now, it's Cooper Kupp, obviously. But things can change. Things can change. So we don't know that is set in stone. We've got to let some years go by and see how it all shakes out. But back to what I was talking about. The Saints wide receiving core is deep. There's no doubt about that. There's no concern with that. The running back situation is a tad bit of a concern with Kamara at the minimum going to be missing 6 games. What are the Saints going to do? Are they going to go out and trade for what was a rumor, Kareem Hunt? Or are they going to go out and try to get a veteran before the preseason starts or right after the preseason? How are they going to handle this situation? Because we need somebody that's going to come in and fill that position while Kamara's out, because I don't think Mark Ingram by himself is capable of doing that. Jerry, to answer your question, no, I have not. I've been busy working and doing school and all that, and when I'm home, I'm resting, so it's been tough to catch up with any of that stuff. I will eventually. So with that being said, the running back situation is a tad bit of a question mark, at least for the first part of the season. How are we going to handle that? Who are we going to try to pursue in order to fill in that situation? How is it all going to shake out with the running back situation? So that is a question mark. Another question mark with this team. What are we going to do about Quan Alexander? Are we going to sign him back? I really sure hope that we do. I hope that the Saints are just waiting until the last possible second to do it. They need to stop playing around with him and get him back on the team, because he is a reliable asset with this team. Defensively, I think we are deep as well. I think defensive back-wise, I think, there's no arguing. I mean, when you have Lattimore and Gardner Johnson and Paulson Adebo, we just drafted Alontae Taylor. I believe they're going to put him as another defensive back. I don't think he's going to play the starting role as a safety. I don't see that happening, not with Ty Matthew being in the building. I think that this team, secondary-wise, is deep as any secondary in the NFL. The line, I think, can use a little bit of beef. There's still Ndamukong Suh out there. We're going to go out and try to pursue somebody or what. As well as the linebacking situation, what we're going to do about Quan. We need to get him back on the team. That is something that I definitely think we need to do firsthand. Get Quan and then go out and get a running back and so on. But our defense is looking pretty solid, about as deep as any roster in the NFL. So I like the direction that our defense is heading. Quarterback positioning. We think that Jameis is healthy, but we don't know. That could be a potential question mark, a bit of a concern for this team. How is that going to pan out? If Jameis is as healthy as everybody is saying, then I'm looking forward to seeing his progress. If he's not, then how are we going to be able to tell? What are going to be the indicating factors? So the quarterback positioning could be a slight concern. And the head coaching position. Dennis Allen, is he mature? Has he learned? Has he progressed? Is he ready to take on this role as head coach? Or will his inner old self come to play back in his Raider days, and will that make a dreadful impact with this team? I think the 3 biggest question marks, obviously, all starts with Dennis Allen, the head coaching position. How is he going to pan out? Is he ready for this position? Are the guys in the locker room willing to listen to him? The second thing being the quarterback situation. Is Jameis healthy enough? Is he ready? Is he going to be ready? There's 2 months until the season. How is that going to shake out? And then the third thing, the running back position when Kamara is gone. How is that going to shake out? Those are the 3 biggest question marks for me with this team. But what do I expect overall? I expect a team that's going to go out there and perform. I expect a team that's not going to hold back anything. I feel like we're in it. We're in this to win it. I feel like this is a team that has a ceiling of, and you can knock on me or whatever. I really don't care. what you really think of this I think this team's ceiling is an NFC Championship appearance. I do. I think this team can be as good as getting to the NFC Championship game and as bad as winning only 7 games all year. That's my roof and my floor for this team. I think we're talented enough to compete with anybody in the NFC. That's my opinion. And you can look at the roster up and down throughout the roster, and it's a very reasonable argument. It's not insanity to argue with that. I think we can compete with anybody in the NFC. I also think that if things don't go our way, that it could go as south as 7 wins this year. So that's my opinion overall of this team. If we get hit with the injury bug like we did last year, and God forbid, please don't. I cannot go through that again. We cannot go through that again. Then obviously the worst could be the downfall of this team. The floor. If everything goes to play and everything goes well and things go solid, this team could be as good as an NFC Championship contender, an NFC contender, Super Bowl contender. I mean, I don't think I'm going crazy thinking about that. I really don't. I think we're one of the deepest rosters in the NFL. I mean, our division for the most part is fairly weak. Other than Tampa Bay, I don't think there's any team in our... Carolina and Atlanta are 2 rebuilding disarrays. And I don't expect them to be competitive this upcoming season. I think Atlanta is a lost cause. I think their quarterback situation, they fucked around and played with fire by giving Matt Ryan that perception that they didn't want him anymore, and it backfired on them big time. Big time. And then with Carolina, what is their quarterback situation going to look like? Matt Corral starting? Are they going to start Sam Darnold? Or are they going to try to keep in Cam Newton and use him some kind of way? Christian McCaffrey, can he stay healthy? The Atlanta Falcons, Marcus Mariota, what kind of starting quarterback is he? I've only seen him start 1 game since he was with the Tennessee Titans, and that was against Miami last year with the Las Vegas Raiders. So it's very up in the air what's going to go on with those 2 franchises this upcoming year, but it's not looking very promising for either one of them. Neither one of those 2 teams are deep. Neither one of those 2 teams have very much, I don't want to say talent, because there are some bright spots on each team. Like, you can pick and choose here. But as a collective, both teams are really not winning clubs. Really not versatile at all. I'd expect both of those teams to have double-digit losing seasons. So I'm not worried about Carolina or Atlanta. So with that being said, the Saints are in a fairly narrow, competitive division. It's going to be them looking up at Tampa Bay and seeing where things go from there. But that's my overall opinion on this team. I think this team's good enough to compete for a Super Bowl, and I think this team is also bad enough to where if things don't go their way, I think they could only win 7 games, potentially have a double-digit losing season. So we'll see how it all shakes out, but that's my opinion. Just wanted to make a little live, go put my word out there. But other than that, guys, you guys stay safe. Happy 4th of July, and see y'all.